Hello and welcome to the next Lukozer retro game review video. And for this one it is Trantor, the last Stormtrooper, which was developed by Pro Software, published by Go in 1987. I think wasn't Go a sort of side label of US Gold? I think they were. Anyway, this is a game that I initially played on the Spectrum. A school friend of mine was absolutely obsessed with this game for a while. Bought it for his Spectrum, thought it was fantastic, and he thought that the music was phenomenal, so much so that he would somehow or other, I don't know how he did it with a Spectrum, had it playing through his stereo. Spectrum music through a stereo, I'll let you take that in. When I heard it, it sounded like a load of white noise. I couldn't differentiate between the rhythm track, the actual melodic part. It was just a fucking noise. So yeah, as far as presentation went on the Spectrum version, it was shit. Now the 64 presentation isn't exactly great, and this is the title page. It doesn't even tell you the name of the fucking game. Still, I'd rather have this than, you know, one of those games where it has the name of it constantly on screen even while you're playing the fucking thing. So anyway, let's get the game underway. Now, it tells you the controls and everything else every time you start up. The other thing about this game, which you may be hearing already, is it's fucking loud. Why does all these sound effects have to be so loud? And it doesn't stop there. Anyway, here we go. So here you are as Trantor. As you can see, the main sprite, or rather sprites, because there are three sprites together, join up to make the main character, i.e. you. Now that's me just refueling my flamethrower, because you only have a limited number of shots. And the idea is you have to find the various parts of the password in order to stop some explosion going on. So I found the letter E of the password. The password is nearly always software. So there you go, spoiler alert. Yeah, anyway, so yeah, you have to stop the explosion and get off this planet. And while you are running around doing all of this shit, you've also got to avoid or destroy all these fucking alien things that are everywhere. And that's basically what you have to do. I can really do with either a refuel or energy. You're always constantly needing extra energy. Anyway, let's get on with the game part. So graphically, a lot of people always saying, oh, graphically it's great, look at the size of the main sprite. There you go, so an F. So yeah, the password again is software. So yeah, they were saying, yeah, look at the size of the character, it's brilliantly done. Well, the thing is, having the character this size means that the area is extremely claustrophobic. It's almost impossible to avoid the enemy aliens because each area does loop round. So anyway, yeah, you can't avoid the aliens because you're too fucking big. It means that the actual playing area is nowhere near big enough for the size sprite. Oh, W. Oh, there's a surprise. Graphically, I think it's absolute shite. You can tell they've done a half-hearted job of it. Yes, they've got the, the big sprite, but I'll come to that in a minute. But oh, thank fuck for that, I needed that. Actually, I'll say that, it means this game carries on. So yeah, you've got this big ass fucking sprite. It's not letting me go down. Okay, well I don't want to go back up again, so I'm going to have to find another lift. There we go. Anyway, so as you can see, when you're running, this sprite is actually made up of 3 different sprites joined together. But they haven't been joined together very well, because you can quite clearly see these very clear black lines between each of the 3 segments. So the actual main sprite, it looks awful. The animation is reasonable, I guess, but it just, yeah, you can't get away from the fact that there are these black lines clearly showing where each part of the main sprite is made up of. Then there are the sound effects. Trantor stomps around so fucking loudly. He sounds like his boots are made of solid tungsten, and yeah, he makes the Cybermen from the new Doctor Who sound stealthy. Too fucking loud, like everything else. Oh great, I didn't want the fucking time bomb. I've got 25 seconds to defuse this, but I'm dead anyway because I took too many hits. Yeah, great. I'm going to have to start another game just so I can show you about go on about the rest of the game. So yeah, so he stomps around louder than the Cybermen in new Doctor Who. And then when everything's being, you know, written on the screen, it does so fucking loudly, you know, it's not true. So the sound effects are utter shite. The music is reasonable, I guess. It's a David Whittaker piece. It is far from being one of his better ones. But, you know, I've heard worse. Graphically, I think it's fucking dismal because the large sprite is far too big and is horribly done because you can see the lines, you know, so that separate each part of the sprite, you know, as opposed to it just being the one whole one. But there's no getting away from the fact that the backgrounds, yes, are all multicoloured, as are the aliens or whatever these fucking things are that keep attacking you. But your, you know, the sprite of you is completely monochromatic, and it is just lifted straight from the Spectrum version of the game. So it's as if they said, you know what, we'll do the 64 version of the game, and then halfway through it they thought, you know what, I can't be bothered, let's just fucking leave it as it is. I don't so much need the timer reset as I need fuel. Actually, I could do with some energy as well. So, audio is shit, the graphics are shit, and the gameplay is fucking boring. You're just running around, or stomping around, avoiding these fucking aliens which you cannot avoid because you're, you know, the main character, or you're just too fucking big for the area you're playing in. There you go, I needed that. Yeah, so, you know, trying to progress anywhere is a thankless fucking task because, well, because you're too big for the playing area. Yeah, those things kill you instantly on contact. So that was well I can't play this game anymore. I think this game is fucking bollocks. The Spectrum version is better. It always pains me to say that the Spectrum version of a game is better than the Commodore 64 one. But yeah, the Spectrum version is definitely better than this. And the Spectrum version, I think, is shite. This just is complete and utter shite. Everything about it just says, well, no thought put into the design at all. This is one of those games where, as far as I'm concerned, it looks like someone came up with a tech demo or something, in this case for the Spectrum, and in this case it was a large figure running. And someone else came along and said, hey, that looks great, what we've got to do is make a game of it. But then they put almost no thought behind the actual game. It's rather like what Hollywood did when they saw that old Citroen advert where the Citroen car turned into a robot, and they said, hey, we've got to fucking use this as a film, or use this in a film, and consequently we started getting loads of bollocky Transformers films about 25 years after interest in Transformers had completely disappeared. So it's that sort of thinking. So the game is shit. It has no, replay ability. It has no playability to start with, let alone replayability. It's instantly forgettable. I think it looks fucking horrible, including the main sprite, which is supposed to be the graphical, the impressive part of the graphics. The sound is fucking horrific, and the gameplay just doesn't exist. So it has nothing going for it at all. I will score it 1, because the title music is semi-okay. So there you go, that is Trantor for Commodore 64, 1 out of 10. The game's a load of bollocks, really. So that brings this one to an end, and we will see you at the next one.